All right, guys, I got Trevino here with me today on the range, and he's going to teach us how to shape the golf ball left to right, how to shape it right to left, and kind of play around with ball flights and what that looks like. I've known Trev for 10 years, and we've played golf together for all 10 of those years. We're on the same college team, and still to this day, he's the best ball shaper that I've seen, shot shaper. Like, he can get the golf ball to draw on command whenever he wants.
Yes.
Mainly because he has really good control over his hands.
Oh, yeah.
Before we get into actually explaining, ball flights and how to work the golf ball both ways, I want to reiterate to the viewer that if you're somebody who is still working on their golf swing or you don't have complete control over their golf swing,
yes,
we recommend sticking with one ball flight.
100%.
Right? I think
100%.
You got to find a ball flight that you like the most.
Yes.
For me, it's a cut. For you, it's a draw. And find what works with you and then own it.
Yes.
And then once you're able to repeat that consistently, then, let's have some fun on the driving range and let's play around with some setup things. Let's play around with some feels with our release points and see the golf ball work both ways. But again, reiterating, we want you to work the golf ball one way or find a ball flight that you feel comfortable with.
Yes.
And then experiment from there.
Yes, it's good to know how to hit both shots. That doesn't mean just hit both of them with reckless abandonment.
Correct.
Pick
right.
one that you like, that's more repeatable, that's all those things. Stick to it. In a situation, if to go the other way, you at least know what you're doing.
Yeah. So if you were to hit a draw here, if you wanted to set up to the golf ball and make sure this golf ball turns over right to left, what are you looking for?
For me, it's a lot of it is in the setup. So first things first, I'm always going to set up stock, and for me, that's usually a ball just left of center. From there, I'm going to move the ball back to a ball right of center and then drop my trail foot. So from down the line, I'm going to start stock, move the ball back, and then drop my back foot. Because for me, that has now shifted the path more out to the right. I will keep my club face more or less at where I want the ball to finish.
Okay.
So the ball is going to start right of it.
Correct. You're essentially, if you guys can see from right here, he's essentially setting up his foot line, obviously right and closed of his target.
Yes.
And then your ball position, I'm looking at it from face on, but it is just slightly back of middle.
Yes.
And again, like you just said, it's going to help promote the path a little more out to the right.
Yes.
Allows you to have that little more release in the hands to turn that golf ball over.
Yeah, I'm going to see a little bit more of a push draw here. And again, I'm exaggerating a little bit just so it can be seen on camera, but this is the general setup I'm going to have. And then I feel a lot of trail arm pronating over to get that club face to shut, because I want to see the ball curve from right to left.
All right, let's see if we can do it.
Here we go.
Yep.
Still got it.
And what he said there that is crucial for everyone to understand watching is he wants to hit a push draw, right? Which means he's going to start the golf ball right of his target and work it back towards it.
Yes.
We see a lot of people who hit this like straight draw or even the dreaded pull draw,
yes,
where it starts away from your target and it works even farther that way.
Yes.
So you're feeling like the golf ball starting out predominantly farther right of your target, probably like 2 to 3 yards.
Yes.
Working its way back so that when it does land, it's actually on your target.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's more predictable for me to play. It makes it easy where I go, okay, where do I want the ball to end up? Well, I want it to end up there. So let's start there, then just shift the path so that it's right. It's really easy versus trying for me to predict how much draw am I going to get out of this. So how far away from the target should I aim for it to start and then finish there?
And if you wanted to like hook it even more, if you wanted to start it farther right, you could just change kind of your foot setup there, correct?
Yes. I just keep pushing the path more right. Now with that, I have to still make sure the face is shut enough so you have that face path relationship to give you that curvature you need.
Yeah, so like you're seeing this big release point here.
Yes.
I think what it's important for you guys watching at home is he's not just squaring the club face up with his hands. He's letting the chest still rotate into the golf ball, but past that impact point, he's letting the hands release a ton to get that face to turn over and promote that draw.
Yeah, from down the line, you're going to see that my toe is pretty severely rolled over rather than a little bit more passive here. You're definitely going to see more of that because I, again, actively am trying to feel this right hand shut the face down for that particular shot.
Okay.
Perfect. So low back also, for as long as I've known you, your ball has always been pretty tight. And if you're going to prefer a ball flight, you like seeing the ball fall to the right. So walk us through your cut shot.
Yeah, so it is funny because like I definitely like to see that golf ball fall left to right. But I joke there's days I show up to the golf course when I don't know the ball flight. I just kind of learn how to play it. But yeah, if I want to hit a stock golf shot, it's going to be a little bit of a fade. So I'm just gonna do the opposite of what Trev just did. I always set up to the golf ball stock, so nothing changes in my setup yet. I'm always gonna set it to the golf ball just square. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to imagine, I try to simplify things for myself. So I'm gonna pretend like I am pretty much set up to a hula hoop. You can imagine a hula hoop, obviously circular.
Yep.
And I am going to walk myself around the hula hoop. So I'm always gonna keep my toes on that, you know, imaginary hula hoop.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna walk myself backwards, which is going to, if we looked at it, all that essentially does is opens my feet to the target, and it puts that ball position just a little more forward in my stance.
Yes.
So if you looked at it from face on, if I imagine like there's a hula hoop here, I'm just going to walk myself up the hula hoop. It's still on this circular path, but now ball position is now probably a ball in front of center, and now my foot path is a little open to my target.
Right.
So that's just gonna help me. If I'm trying to hit that cut, I wanna feel like I can cover the golf ball more and get a little more lead side to hold that face on. And that path just helps the club come in kind of from this outside to in angle compared to, you know, if you're trying to hit this draw, it's coming from in to out.
Yep.
So again, I'm trying to solely dictate my ball flight on what does my setup look like.
Right.
And if I can make the same swing, regardless of if it's a draw or a fade, it's going to be way easier for somebody to repeat that or at least experiment with that. I hate having to like change my thought process on my swing.
Yeah.
I like to keep my swing thoughts the same and then just let the setup dictate what my golf ball actually does.
Yeah, that simplifies things a lot.
So this golf ball is definitely going to cut. I know that because this club is bent 4 degrees flat. But I will still set up. I'm going to get into my correct setup here. So I'm going to walk this thing around the hula hoop. Ball position's a little farther forward, and I'm just going to make a normal stock swing from here.
And sure enough, there's a tight little cut.
And there's my 2-yard cut, which I like to see.
Yes. And see, for you, like, you like seeing that tighter curvature, if you will. And that's always good because it makes the ball fall over to the right side.
Yeah, and it's just predictable. And, you know, when you know what your ball flight's going to do, it makes it a lot easier to either aim at your target or just have a little more confidence when you step up to the shot.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. Well, that's ball flights. That's how to hit a draw, how to hit a fade, kind of some simple ways to do that.
Yes.
If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and like it for us and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're trying to post, you know, videos at least once a week, so we want to make sure you guys don't miss out on any of those videos. As far as us coming up in Arizona, we've got a golf school that we're hosting in November.
Yes.
That's going to be at Whirlwind Golf Club. It's 3 days, all inclusive. Just going to be a ton of fun. We hosted it last year for the first time, and we're really excited for this year's one. So if you guys are interested in that, please check that out. Everything's going to be in the description for you to check out there. And until next video, guys, we appreciate you watching, and we'll see you next one.